How much does Tubi TV pay filmmakers? What's the rate? How does it work? We're going to get into it. I'm Jay Horton. I make movies that make money. This is how. Tubi TV has become one of the highest revenue earning platforms for indie filmmakers over the past few years. Thousands of indie films are making more there than anywhere else. So a question that comes up very often is, well, how much does Tubi TV pay? What are the rates? Are there rates? That's not a simple question to answer, but I'm going to give it the old college try. And one more quick caveat, I'm talking about how much Tubi pays generally. There are a few exceptions to what I'm about to lay out. Like, from time to time, Tubi does license films exclusively and will pay a flat rate for that license for a period of time and rebrand them as Tubi originals, in addition to the movies that they are actually producing. But those are all special cases. Deals like that are usually struck by very experienced producers or distributors and will not be relevant for the bulk of indie filmmakers. So let's get to it. What's the rate at Tubi? Short answer is there is no rate. First things last. Tubi is an AVOD platform. That means ad video on demand. Movies are paid for by advertisers based on factors like impressions or the number of ads viewed. As far as I know, Tubi does not pay based on total hours viewed on a movie or overall view count. Though, just like with anything, I'm sure there are some exceptions to this. There probably are production companies or distributors that get specific deals with Tubi where Tubi will agree to pay so much per view. Now, this is where things are going to get a little more complicated. And for sure, Tubi does its own thing, but here's a rough idea of how it works. Basically, advertisers bid on how much they will pay Tubi to show one of their ads during certain films or types of films, but it's not necessarily a set rate. Example, McDonald's may pay one amount per ad, yet Visa may offer something completely different. And they all may pay different rates to be placed on specific types or levels of movies. This rate is then called CPM, or cost per mile, and basically comes down to a certain amount of money per 1,000 impressions or views of those ads. A few distributors that I've talked to have said that the CPMs at Tubi generally float between $7 and $9. Now, here's where things get really complicated. If your film is popular or is getting popular, it becomes worth more to Tubi. So they can start charging an advertiser more to have their ads shown during a popular film. The better a movie does, the higher its pay rate. Think about how much it costs to run a commercial during the Super Bowl on TV compared to a mid-morning Price is Right rerun. And of course, the inverse is also true. If your film is not popular or starts losing momentum, then they may charge less for those ads or offer deals on ad space or simply show less ads in that movie, giving the movie less opportunities to earn money. I mean, think about it. When you're watching Tubi, do you notice you'll watch some movies and it's like there's hardly any ads, and then there's other movies where there's like an ad every 5 or 8 minutes? So, as far as I can tell, pay rate really has little to do with the number of minutes a film has under its belt. It's about how much ad space is going for and which advertisers are interested, and what ads are actually viewed. So, I guess it does have a little to do with the minutes viewed because you need to get the minutes viewed to get to the commercials, but it's an indirect correlation. See, it's possible to have like 1 million minutes watched and still make next to nothing. Let's say that your poster and advertising for the film is just killer and you get a ton of people to click on that movie, like 1 million. But the movie itself just isn't delivering for them. And very few of them stick around for more than a couple of minutes. Even though you could have a couple of million minutes worth of views, you ain't making squat because nobody's sticking around long enough to watch the ads. Or if the ads are not paying much, you're pretty much SOL. This is why it is so important to promote. even though it can be very painful at first. And I know what you're thinking. If my earnings are not dominantly based on actual views and minutes, why bother? The answer is simple and complicated at the same time. You need to promote in order to get eyes on your project, but not necessarily because you'll make more money right away. As I said before, more popular equals advertisers will pay more to be featured within your film. You'll get better commercials with a higher pay rate. And you can't do this without more people watching. More views equals more popular equals more money for you. But this doesn't typically happen all at once. Though there are plenty of specific examples of extremely marketable films where it does seem to happen all at once. You have to build up your stats. So, unlike TVOD, a massive promotion push towards Tubi, followed by long periods of nothing, might not help you in the long run. Tubi needs to see the curve moving up. My best advice, instead of one big ad spend, spread that money out more over a longer period of time. Run smaller ad campaigns for longer periods, and gradually or sporadically do little spikes here and there. Build your curve to show an upward trend. That helps a lot. And the same could be said for free organic marketing. Instead of one huge push, spread out your promotion over a longer period of time. So instead of, say, posting daily for 1 to 3 months, go 2 to 3 times a week for 6 to 12 months. Other reasons that promoting is important is it allows Tubi to get a sense of the type of viewer that's watching your film, which allows them to recommend your title to other people who would be better suited to stick around, which again will increase the worth of your project. And this is getting to be the regular state of things with streaming platforms across the board. Of course, getting featured is an instant boost for those lucky enough to get one. Coincidentally, building that curve helps with that as well. So yeah, it's really not all about the minutes or hours viewed with Tubi. It's about what your project is worth to Tubi. Sadly, if nobody likes your film for whatever reason and doesn't hang around to watch it, you're kind of getting screwed for any bigger payouts with them. And brutal honesty, this is where well over 50% of indie films fall. You know, honestly, probably way over 50%. Full transparency, I'm parroting a lot of this information directly from a Facebook post by a trusted industry source. However, based on my own experience and after talking to several distributors and sales agents, I do think that this info is pretty dead on. However, I have no direct inside knowledge here. When it comes down to it, this is really just conjecture. Albeit educated conjecture just the same. Look, I love Tubi for my films, and I talk well about it all the time. But Tubi is not a magic bullet. Just getting your movie on Tubi means very little if nobody watches. I've done a bunch of marketing videos to help out with that, which you can check out here. But whatever you do, keep making movies.